I've had two different careers. One where the total goal was to make as much money as possible. The goal I have now is to help as many people as possible, to have positive impact on their lives that will last for the rest of their lives.
Sue-Ann is well known in Oklahoma for both her professional endeavors and her humble upbringing in Poto. From a young age, Sue-Ann was expected to work.
The rule in our family was when you hit 7th grade, you had to work after school every day and 40 hours a week on summers. Also growing up, my friends had horses, and on weekends we would meet together and we went to Arnall Mountain and we'd ride up it, and there was a stream, and we'd always wear our swimsuits in the summer, wear our swimsuits under our clothes, and then take dips in the little stream. Our horses would drink out of it. We'd have squished peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in our backpacks, and that was our day, and it was a blast.
Sue-Ann and her friends loved spending time in nature, but back in town, things weren't as easy for all her friends. Her best friend, Mildred, was African American, and when they went to the movies together, they were asked to sit in the balcony.
When we went, they directed us up to the balcony, and I thought, oh great, this is better. We get a better view up here. There's nobody sitting right in front of us. When we left, Mildred told me why we sat up there. It was because she couldn't sit in the general area. And that just floored me.
Injustices like this always bothered Sue-Ann, so when she decided to finish her education, she chose to go to law school.
I was not a great student in law school. And in fact, when I was graduating, walking across the stage, Gary Allison, one of the law professors, whispered in my ear, "You passed." It was really up in the air whether I'd passed or not. I was that bad of a law student. Back then, law firms were hiring the top law students, oil companies were hiring the bottom law students. I was a bottom law student. And so I got a job with an oil company. Once I got into the contracts, into the sales, it opened the oil and gas industry for me as a path that I wanted to pursue, even when I had opportunities to go work for law firms. Jane, my oldest daughter, thought I had the coolest job in the world when I worked in the oil business. She kept wanting to ride the wells, and I thought, okay, you want to ride, oil derrick's not going to be good, maybe the pumping jack. That's not safe, honey. No, it's not safe. Finally, we figured out she was thinking Free Willy whale. She thought we had hundreds of whales, and she thought we got to go off and be with those whales every day.
Everything changed for Sue-Ann when she began noticing the injustices within the current system, like people being arrested and put in jail for small infractions.
For example, a man was arrested over the weekend for a 2004 failure to pay for a $20 seatbelt ticket, and he was put in jail. He was put in the police car. His hands were in handcuffs behind him. He was searched when he arrived at the jail, treated like anybody else. Like the police have to be careful, and they have to do this. Everyone has forgotten at some point to pay a bill, but they didn't lock us up back then because we forgot to pay a bill. They lock us up now. Black men are 4 times more likely to be stopped in a car. They're 5 times more likely to be searched. Nobody but my Aunt Joy is going to be clean every time on their search. Nobody ever wants to hear that part about the blacks. I've said that at several talks, and their eyes glaze over. And so everybody can identify with being poor or with going into jail because of a crime. But they say, no, I treat blacks fine. If they did, they'd make sure that blacks weren't disproportionately incarcerated. And that's what I'm trying to do, is make a lot of noise about it.
Despite working with a broken system and striving to improve it, Sue-Ann still finds joy in the little things.
I love taking my dogs to work. I always wanted to have an office where I could take my dogs to work every day, and now I do. At first I thought I'll just take one a day. I have 3. That lasted 1 day. I couldn't take just one. I have a younger daughter who keeps having the best day of her life. And I'd like to think, for me, I'm learning a lot from both of my daughters, their perspectives. And I'm trying to have the best day of my life continuously.
Sue-Ann has learned that the best day is a day when you're helping someone else. She is constantly giving back to places like Oklahoma City University through the Bloomberg Terminals and the Women in Leadership Conference. She also gives back on a more personal level.
I recently helped a man who couldn't pay all of his fines, and I don't do this typically because nobody has enough money to pay everybody's fines, but this guy really needed help. He didn't ask for it, but I called in and paid his fines, and I know that this helped him. It made me feel really good. Humans are made to feel good when they help others, and I'm no different. It makes me feel good.
For all the good that she is doing and all the changes she is working on, we honor Sue Ann Arnall with the Oklahoma Commerce and Industry Hall of Honor Lifetime Achievement Award.